How are we today? I've actually got some energy, which is quite surprising really, because I've been, this last weekend, for the last 3 days in fact, 3 full solid days, I've been picking stuff up off of the ground and sticking it above my head, which is great. If you're on, give us a shout, say hello, give it a like, whatever. I can't see who's watching until you comment or whatever. And you can say whatever you like. Yes, so, anyway, yes, these past 3 days I've been picking stuff up off of the ground and sticking it above my head. I got a PB in one of the lifts as well that I was doing, which was fantastic. Now, why does this matter? Why does this matter? Okay, hey, Drew's on. You are? I am Drew. Hey, big Drew, I have a beast tamer watching. I am honoured. In fact, the only beast tamer in the UK. Imagine that. The only one. There's only one of you, my lad. There you go. Yeah, bloody hell, you put me off now. Thanks for that. Yeah, so I was in a room full of people all wanting to learn, okay? And these were, and I'm by no means the strongest guy in there at all. I'm not the weakest either, but that's not what it's about. The guy who was taking the weekend, Fabio, was great. He would ask someone a question, and he wouldn't say, you know, because most people are stronger on the left than they are on the right, stronger on the right than they are on the left. This is going to look dodgy because I'm backwards anyway, but you know what I mean. But he'd then say, is that your strong side, to somebody? And they go, no, it's this one. He'd go, no, but so that's your strong side, that's your stronger side, okay? He didn't like talk about weakness, all of that sort of stuff, which is kind of, sounds a bit wanky, but actually, mindset-wise, it's brilliant because it means it's positive all the way. So even if you're thinking, I can't do something on that side, you go, well, at least that side's still strong. It just so happens that this side is stronger. If you think of it that way, wallop, you're away. You're on your way up, okay? So, that was why this weekend, that's why I've got loads of energy now, because this weekend, even though it's 3 full-on days of learning, it's so intense, there's loads that we'll go through, it's so taxing on the brain as well as kind of on the body as well, because we do lots and lots and lots of stuff, lots and lots of lifts, lots and lots of mobility work, lots and lots of learning about stuff, lots and lots of putting it into practice, and then then we'll have to be tested on it as well. We were tested twice. We were tested on the first day of all the stuff from level 1. Hello, Tom Jones, not that one. We were tested on all the level 1 stuff that we had to do, which is stuff that we didn't have certification previously. And then we're tested on all the level 2 stuff the next day, as well as learning all the stuff as well. There was some guys there learning techniques that they'd never learned before. But it was taught so well, and they already had the basis of the foundation of strength to apply what they'd learned on the very day to then put up some silly weights. Claire, hello, you were great today, by the way. I can't wait for Thursday. Keep up the stretches, keep up the swings. Your swing was tremendous. Anyway, you know, there was guys there with the foundation of strength that they needed to then go on to learn a new lift, and then on the very day that they learned the new lift, stick up some stupid weights in that. But that's not why it's not brilliant because of the amount of stupid weight that they stuck up, if you call it stupid, or the amount of heavy weight that they stuck up. That was never the goal. The goal is to teach them the proper technique to be able to do that. So I put a video out earlier, which I didn't take. I didn't even know someone was taking it, but I did a 40-kilogram bench press. You might not even know what that is. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I'm only, you know, I'm not a massive bloke. I'm not a big, muscle-bound idiot. I've got adequate mobility. It could be better. It's not bad for a bloke who sat on his arse for 15 years and never did any exercise properly until he was about 35. But I managed to stick this 40 kilo above my head. And it wasn't all about the amount of muscle I've got. It was about getting the structure, learning how the structure of my body works to get it underneath the weight to be able to put it above my head. Hey, thanks my lad. It's it's all about getting the structure of your body under the weight to get the weight above your head. If you have to muscle through something, this is like, I'm going to go on about this because it's going to be like everything in life. If you have to muscle through it with so much effort, you're gonna burn out and you're gonna drop the weight, metaphorically and literally, or figuratively and literally. Is that anyway? It doesn't. Not metaphorically, figuratively and literally, you're gonna drop the weight. And it hurts. If you drop the weight on yourself, if I dropped that 40 kilo on myself, quite luckily Drew, the beast tamer man there, was there to do it. Now, not everybody would be willing to spot someone with a 40 kilo above the head, because if you don't catch it, a lot can go wrong. And it's the same with everything in life, right? If you're juggling something and you've got a heavy weight on your shoulders or above your head or whatever, and you're carrying that around with you, and then you drop it, everything just goes to shit, right? It ruins you. It ruins you, and it takes up a lot of energy having it and carrying it around while you're muscling through stuff, rather than structuring yourself beneath it to be able to hold the weight there while you need to, until you get it up there, and then you can put it down again safely. And this involves everything that we do. Now, why the title? Room full of douchebag trainers. Well, this goes on to what I've been doing with the guys in the park, with the guys who are online. There's Claire who's watching now, who turned up today, said she was really scared. She was really, really concerned, really nervous about turning up, because it's mainly men. It's mainly men who come down. So she was worried that it was going to be a bunch of like alpha males all chucking heavy weights around and like, hey, come on, bro, it's all you, banging chests and slapping each other on the arse and all that sort of stuff. And it's not like that. It's not like that. We do some fun stuff and we do test each other every now and then. We certainly don't slap each other's arses, because that's a bit weird, and we don't bang chests. Because there's some of the guys down there, I wouldn't want to bang chests with them because they'd knock me flying. But she was worried about that. And then she turned up, and it was, we're just all normal fellas who just quite like to keep fit and strong. And it's all about, in the system that we use, which is based around the strong first principles and other things that I've learned about mobility from various different sources. Those principles apply to everything that we do. So therefore, somebody sees someone stick a massive weight above the head and go, I don't really need to be able to do that. And you don't. You don't need to be able to do that. You don't need to be able to do it. However, the principles, if you use the principles of training like I do, to get to a place where, if you use those principles of training consistently, they'll get you to a place where you kind of will be able to do that anyway, regardless of whether you want to or not, without ever having to lift that weight. This is what I'm trying to get at. You never have to do that. That's the first time I've ever done that. And the 40 kilo thing that I did, and I'll probably not do it again for a very good while now, because it's not dangerous, because I know what I'm doing, but there's risk. There's risk involved. There's more risk involved in doing that than me hoisting a couple of 24 kilo bells around and putting them above my head. Put it that way. That's much easier for me, and it's much more comfortable, and it's much more enjoyable. I enjoy doing that. I enjoyed doing that heavy lift. It made me feel great, but I wouldn't want to go and then do it again and fail, because then I'd be like, oh, well, I've failed now. So these principles that we use get us to places that make us strong without ever having to really do anything that is dangerous. So, and Claire's just said there, she said it's really supportive, which, that's what we're trying to build. That's what we're trying to build. We want people who come along to feel supported. And this is why I've said a room full of trainer douchebags, or whatever it was I said. Because this room I was in over the weekend at Bodyology in Bracknell, this room I was in wasn't like that. It was full of strong people who already have a foundation of strength and a base and more knowledge than most trainers. However, they want to learn more. And they always want to learn more. And they'll learn even more. And then keep going back to these things and think you know it all. And then someone comes in who's been doing this for 30 odd years and shows you, and you go, okay, you know what you're talking about. And the guy Fabio, who was leading it, basically was saying it's exactly like everything else I go on about in life as well. He's basically made all the mistakes that you can in training, because he's been training for the last 35, 40 years or whatever. Well, 35 years. He wouldn't be training for 40 years, or unless he started when he was really young, which he probably did. Well, which he definitely did, but I don't know how young. Anyway, he's made all the mistakes. Yeah, we're all students of strength. Exactly. He's made all the mistakes that we are going to make, or probably will make, because we listen to advice but then don't listen to it and go do silly things anyway. However, he's made all these mistakes for us, as well as all the other trainers involved in the system. He's made these mistakes for us, so then he can tell us how to do it properly, which we then apply to our students and customers and clients, whatever you want to call them. But I call them students. We all call them students here because you learn stuff. And you learn things about yourself that you didn't know. I've learned loads about myself this weekend that I wasn't aware of. Or I was aware of, but I wasn't confident with. And now I'm confident with it. So, I've gone off on one again. Anyway, this is why, yeah. So this is a room full of knowledgeable people who are all super strong. And from the outside, if you were just an average normal Joe standing watching at the door of this room, and they said, right, have a look at what these people are doing here, and then didn't talk to any of us, watched it, and then walked off, you'd be like, God, what an intimidating environment that is. Have you seen that? It's ridiculous. But if you come in and have a chat with people, everyone's normal. Everyone's really nice. There was a grandma there. I'll not say who that was, but there's a grandma there lifting heavy weights above her head. There's mums. There's just fellas and ladies who like to just interested in lifting stuff and getting stronger. Not trainers, just want to learn from the best. Who are the people who are there training us lot? They're the best people in the world. That's who they want to learn from. There's another lady there, Candy. Hello, Candy. I know she watches these. She'll be watching this later, hopefully. But what was great about that was she was like, your videos, I've been watching those. I didn't even know anyone watched these. But I like doing them. But she was like, I've been watching your videos, keep doing them. So thank you, Candy. It was great to see you. And Candy nearly stuck up the 28 kilo in a bench press, and she's only about this big. And she's a mum from up north where I am. And where I'm from the northeast. She travelled all the way down to come to this event to learn, and she left feeling stronger and fitter and all of that sort of stuff, and it's brilliant. I absolutely love it, and that's what I'm not recreating that, but these are the principles I'm using with everyone who comes to me, and it's working. Quite frankly, it's working. So I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the people who come down, because they've made that first step, even though they're scared. And Claire said something over the weekend before she even came along, and she said, I'm really nervous about tomorrow. This was yesterday. She said, I'm really nervous about tomorrow, about coming along. So I just replied and said, look, I've just been somewhere this weekend, which could have been an intimidating environment, but I've done it before. But the first time I ever went along, I was shitting myself. Because it's a room full of people who all know what they're doing, and me, who didn't have a clue. And I was shitting myself. But at the end of the weekend, I was like, that's the best thing I've ever done, because everyone wants to help everyone else. Everyone wanted to help everyone else. And then Claire was halfway through the session today. She's been doing swings on this online challenge that I've been doing. She's been doing swings on that. She came down to the park. There was a couple of little tweaks in her swing, and then it was great. And Jez, one of the guys there, was like, God, her swing's fantastic. And I was like, I know. And that was in session one. So, this is the other people there noticing when people turn up. Blimey, how can they swing a bell like that? They've obviously done this before. This is the encouragement from people. So, yeah. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What's it going to take? What do I have to say to get you to not be intimidated by these situations and do something about it? Because More often than not, I find, if I'm scared about doing something or I feel like I'm going to be intimidated, it's never as bad as my brain will tell me it's going to be. It's never as bad as I think. You always blow things out of proportion, and when you turn up, it's never as bad as you think. Because your ego that protects you will blow it all out of proportion, so you never do anything. So you never put yourself out of your comfort zone. So think about that, and then get in touch. Or, you know, you don't even necessarily have to do that. Just do something. Just do something. Something that's been scaring you. Something that you've been wanting to do, but you keep putting off, but it keeps coming back. So you say, right, now's the time. Now I'm going to do it. And then you find some excuse to say, or your ego finds some excuse to say, no, don't do that. You want to stay comfortable. So you go, okay, I won't. And then 6 months down the line, what happens again is some event will happen, and then you're like, right, I need to, whatever it is, I need to get fitter. So you think about joining something, then you think, oh, it's intimidating, and then your ego tells you, don't worry, you're happy where you are, you feel all right, you're not too bad. And then, I don't know, you catch a glimpse of yourself in the walking past the mirror or something, and you don't like what you see. And then you go, right, I'm going to get fitter and stronger. I've got to do it. I've got to do something about this. And then your ego will tell you, no, don't bother. Don't bother. You're fine where you are. And then you go, oh, okay, I'll just wear a baggier shirt or something like that. I've done it. I didn't tuck my shirt in for about 10 years because I didn't like it, because my belly hung over my belt line. So I wore my shirt hanging out for 10 years at work. I looked like a right mess. So what's changed? Anyway, I'll shut up now. So, have a think about that. If you want to, just click the link below, and you'll there's a free program there for you, which will help you out with most of this stuff anyway. So there we go. Talk tomorrow.